Welcome back, kinky and curious listeners. I'm really happy to have you tuned in with us. You're listening to DomNation, a very kinky monthly podcast, exploring the experiences of wonderful, weird, perverted, kinky folks, specifically of the Black, Brown, Indigenous folks of color experience. And I am your host, Ashley Paige, but if you're feeling nasty, you can call me Daddy. I'm really happy to have you here, and I'm really happy to have this beautiful human here. But before we even get to all of that, go ahead, like, subscribe, retweet, repost, all of the things. We have a lot of goodness coming for you, and I want to make sure that you continue to get it. So let's get into it, shall we? I have this wonderful entity here that I'm just genuinely honored to share space with in real time again. It's been forever and a day. This is Mistress Klara Manson. She is an all-around wonderful human being, deeply sadistic and all-around perverted individual who, y'all know me, that's my bread and butter. It's right up my alley. And I'm really happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't even remember, I think it's been 5 or 6 years since we last used and abused some boys together.
I thought it was 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a while.
It has been a while. And you've been up to quite a bit of
shenanigans.
Filthy shenanigans. I've been watching the content. I know what you be doing. She's nasty, y'all. She's real nasty.
Oh, yes.
And just so you know what I'm talking about, if you go ahead and follow her on Twitter at
Mistress Klara Manson,
you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Very filthy. And yeah, we're going to get into all of that. But first, what's been up? Baby girl, how you feeling? How you living?
I've been feeling and living real good the past year. A lot of self-reflection on it, and looking back on what I really want to do. And I just want to make shit just filthy and dirty.
Yes. Yes. I'm definitely helped to game to help and collaborate and fist all of the things away.
Okay. Flitting too? Okay, cool.
We here.
Okay.
But let me see. So we're going to talk about quite a bit today. Of course, catch up with all the things that you're doing. I would love to know, your experience over pre-pandemic, even though we're still in the midst of it. Don't y'all be playing with nobody. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. Okay. But I would like to know, what your experience has been while this has been going on, how you came to be who you are.
Wow. Well, pre-pandemic, I had a whole plan to travel a lot more, do more tours. And once the pandemic hit, everything shut down. I just was like, whoa, okay, everything is online. I could do this. I started doing it. I started falling in love with it. And then I was like, I like real-time sessions, and I love going to parties and just whooping ass every day.
Yes.
I mean, I miss that so much.
Hard same.
But, at the end of the day, it's just you keep on moving.
Right.
And you have memorable subs that have been with me since the beginning, and they're still around, and they're amazing creatures, so it's amazing. But yeah, I think that right now I'm just trying to figure out what's the next motion and how I want to do things. I want to do it differently. I feel that. So
I love that. I feel like this pandemic has, well, not even just the pandemic, the isolation that has come from this pandemic has given a lot of time for self-reflection and introversion and recalibrating the way that we're engaging with work, with our creativity, with our BDSM rituals,
right.
And though I was kicking and screaming initially, because very much like you, I am an in-person, hands-on,
exactly,
knee-deep pervert, and that's the way that I thrive with within my BDSM practice, and to have that taken away in such a significant way did feel like a gut punch.
Yeah, it really did. I bought so much gear.
Yeah, so much gear.
But I'm so happy to like still looking back on everything and see how like everything is not going to be the same.
Right.
And we just got to keep moving forward about it.
Very true.
So
time to evolve.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did want to talk to you about today is, you know, we both have our own relationship with chronic pain and illness. And I feel like this, it's a pertinent conversation to have. I feel like normalization is key, and we don't normalize things without shining a light on them and talking about them.
Right.
You know? So I did want to talk about your experience with chronic illness and how you thrive through kink and chronic illness.
It was a lot harder, different. I mean, my flare up, I remember, was it 2016 till 2017, and then it was very. I couldn't walk or move that much. I had subs that had to do a lot of things for me. It was very hard to do just the things I always wanted. I always did, you know, and then you start feeling different. You're like, your depression comes in and you're like, oh shit, you're alone. But at the same time, you feel that you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going at it. And then you find that recentering of BDSM, how it can like help you and make you realize how awesome you are. And like, you're like, holy snap. Oh yeah, I remember I did this. Okay, and I love this. Okay, all right, I got this. You keep going and keep going. And like, I mean, I had this amazing sub that came out and like really helped me. Like, swear to God, I love this kid.
I love that. Like, there's certain ones that they just get it. It's not just the fantasy. They see you as a whole complex human being.
Yeah, and like how I got into the scene was just, it was different. Like, I did not, like, because it all stemmed from me in high school. Like, how I got into it. I always knew I was weird.
What does weird mean for you, though?
Being weird as in, like, I knew I didn't want to just get fucked. Like, I wanted to fuck someone in the ass. Like, that was something I always wanted to do. I wanted to play with someone. And, like, and have intense love, like, intense relations. And it was just like, oh. Like, I remember my first boyfriend, like, he always wore collars. He was, like, a goth emo kid, and I was, like, a goth.
Such a gateway to BDSM, the goth kids.
Oh my God.
I was definitely a little goth baby for a bit there.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's a perfect little gathering of weirdos. You know?
Yeah, I loved it so much. I remember, like, he was, like, testifying his love for me, and I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah. I have, like, 7 letters in my name. He carved my name into his leg. And I was just like,
just on a whim, just for GP, like,
it was on a whim. And like, well, not on a whim, and we were home, you know, we were talking, and he just did it. He was like, I love you. And I was like, I love you too. Okay. he did it. And then it was my turn. He has 7 letters as well. I wrote J, and I was like, that hurts. I don't like this.
Did you think it was going to tickle?
I thought so.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But that was like the most extreme. And then as I got older, it just got more and more like public humiliation with my second boyfriend in high school. I mean,
what kind of public humiliation?
Like, we'll have sex in public, but I would talk shit to him.
Yes.
And I was like, you're tiny dick, and you're such a quick comer.
That's emasculation.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that easy nut. What's wrong with you? Little bitch. I fucking love it. How old were you?
I was like 17.
Okay, so hold on. Let me ask. We got to reverse. We got to rewind.
Okay.
How did it start? Was it because you were in relationship and partnership with people that were weirdos as well? Was it something that was innate to you?
Well, I always felt like it was innate with me. And at that time I was reading Zane and Eric Eric Jerome, Dickey.
Zane will do some things, so you won't think.
Oh my God. Fuck. I had a cousin, like she had the whole collection. So I was going through them and I was just like in middle school, I was like reading and I was like, in one sitting, I was like, oh, this is sexy. Oh.
Just consuming it all.
Right. And I was just like, oh, but what happens if she just tickles his balls? Like maybe she just push it to the edge. I didn't really explore any other reading style, eroticas at that time. I was just, this was what I had at home. And I was just explored through that. And I was just having these hints and ideas. And I started journaling about like my fantasies and how like I always wanted to do this to someone and dress them up. And yeah, and I just, my relationships with guys would just brought that out of me more.
Okay. Were you seeking a certain type of guy or were certain type of guys like drawn to you?
I mean, I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just drawn to that. And then like in college, I was just, oh my God, I liked flamboyant men. Like pink lips, long hair.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And this makes sense with a lot of the content that I've seen. Right on brand.
Right.
Right on brand. Started early, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was just like, all right. And I realized that I think it was my first year in college. I was 21, 20. And I was taking a psychology class and I was asked, who am I? Who do I want to be? And at that time I was like, I don't know really, you know, I'm West Indian and they have their own belief. I'm supposed to go to college, go to work, raise a family, provide, protect, and
Very
repeat.
Traditional.
Very traditional, repeat. I was like, no, this can't be me. This cannot be my life at all. So I broke up with this guy and I just went, I was very depressed at that time and sad, but this guy randomly saw me. I used to work at Times Square at that time. And he was like, hey, you should come to this party. And I was like, okay.
I love the innocence. Okay.
And it was at Ariana Chevalier's anniversary party. It was her
Ariana, like, Ariana, I love you so much. I love you forever. If y'all don't know who Ariana Chevalier is, God, you need to educate yourself. They are just a blessing. Just a blessing and a pillar in the kink community, a pillar in New York City. They ran Parthenon for 25?
More than that.
Over 25 years. One of the most well-known dungeons in New York City. They owned and ran for over a quarter century.
Oh my God.
And through this very fucked up chapter of American history and, well, the world history, they ended up having to close their doors because of the pandemic. However, they are still out and about and doing all the filthy things.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So shout out to Ariana. And
have you seen the new Space?
No, where is it?
Oh, we'll talk about
it. Yes, bless me. Okay, continue.
So I saw her there and I'm like, you know, she's walking right nearby her front door.
Fierce too.
And she had her daughter, Hera, right behind her. And I was like, and then you see like a whole bunch of guys following them. And I was like, who the fuck? But I was
the correct response.
But I was just like, oh my God, I'm drawn to it because she's amazing. Like I was just like, I saw the power before and it was dark. You felt that power there. And I was just like, oh my God. And like, it was just, I was love seeing that. I was seeing my own skin being dominant and dominant women. That's where I met Unknown.
Shout out to Unknown. Mistress Unknown is where it's at.
I love that woman so much.
Love her so much. Just like, let me just fangirl for all these like Black dominant women. Just, oh my God. Beat me, but also let me love you.
So I was just like, at that time, I was meeting all of them all at once. Pimptress and Mal Martine and
yes.
Oh my God, it was just amazing. And I was just like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt that before. Never felt that true power. I mean, yeah, I was raised by strong Black women, but these women made their own rules. And that was such a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I have to chase this. I gotta chase this for me.
Right.
So I just, I spoke to her and I was like, hey, look, I really want to do this. I think I got this in the bag. And she was like, yeah, come this day, Monday. I did. And she was like, oh, I forgot you were supposed to come. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to figure this out.
Which is sometimes how it goes.
Yep.
Sometimes
And
how it
it's
goes.
fine.
Yeah.
And I learned. I took a lot of classes, went to a lot of parties, planned my own shoots.
Clearly it's been paying off.
And then I was like, she showed me her collection of leather and latex and all her gear. And I was just like, I was a child in a candy store. Like, oh my God.
The biggest and most perverse candy store
I know
could ever be.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a beautiful feeling.
It is. And I was just like, oh my God. I went down the rabbit hole and didn't want to come back out.
I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely get that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was
how many years ago?
7.
7 years. 7 years.
Yes.
Whew. Yes.
Oh my God.
So much changes in 7 years.
Oh my goodness.
Can I ask, like, your relationship with BDSM and pain now versus then? What have you seen? What have been the most significant changes, the most significant things that have helped your person and your kink persona to evolve?
Communicating, talking, and setting boundaries. I think that was most. I didn't understand that when I started in the scene, and I think that as you go along and develop multiple relationships, you have to develop boundaries very quickly. So much. And then you have to face that. You have to follow through. You have to, that's a consistency in itself. And I felt like it was, I used that a lot in my personal. And I was like, wow, I can maneuver and move very fluidly through multiple dynamics of weird situations, different situations, difficult situations, easy situations, and just make everything move the way I want it to. So I think that was one dynamic I learned in the scene.
Yeah. I feel like BDSM, I mean, sex work in general can be such a practice of like conjuring and manifestation, like it is alchemy and witchcraft at its finest.
Oh yeah.
And it allows you to get very clear and hold a mirror up to yourself, but to everyone else as well. So ongoing communication and learning how to actually communicate effectively is something that you are taught, whether forcibly or not, through BDSM.
Oh yeah.
And we rarely have opportunities in life that like allow us to do that with consent,
Right.
Yeah.
So what else was there? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But it was one thing I've also noticed when I was in the scene was that following through with like making a list and planning and strategizing was very different.
Right. I feel like you've touched on so many things. Your West Indian traditional background.
Yeah.
Your relationship with chronic illness and your relationship with BDSM practice. You've like taken these things that you were kind of naturally given, but also broken the mold from what you were kind of indoctrinated into. And have like taken the reins and made a beautiful life for yourself, and one, it's really nice to see like the trajectory and like the ways in which you've grown. I know I've been like a fly on the wall and more of like fervent up from the corner, but I've watched you for a long time, and like I feel so empowered, specifically by like Black dominant femme tops and Black tops and people that were born or assigned female at birth. So it's really nice to like have this experience with you, but also like what your relationships with submissives have changed over the years as well, right?
Oh yeah. Before, like, I was like, oh, subs I would never date. They're not human. And then I was like, wait, no, that's very hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, I had to retrain that thought. They are people,
Mm-hmm.
and I am a person, and I maneuver it very differently. And I think that it's not, some lines can be crossed very easily
Mm-hmm.
in BDSM, but you have to remember your morals and morals. And I saw everybody. I saw people for who they are, no matter what their fetish, their interests,
Mm-hmm.
their kinks, how they dress at night. I saw them as human beings.
Right.
And I thought that was part of my style of acknowledging that person no matter what.
Right.
So I usually use that into pushing my boundaries and, well, pushing their boundaries a little bit and opening their eyes and playing with it a little bit and just gradually making them see themselves as I show them a better whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like it's a gift. Not a lot of people, well, in my experience, not a lot of people are very intentional or cognizant of that. And coming to DOMs in whatever sense that a person might, and being able to be their most whole, complex, vulnerable selves is, I mean, where else do you get that? Without judgment. It's rare.
It's very rare.
We put on so many hats and like move through the world with so many roles, and rarely do we get to like shed all of that and just
Right.
be.
I totally agree on that. I think that was something I decided. I realized if I did it any other way, it wouldn't be me.
Mm-hmm.
And I like me a lot. I love me.
Fucking incredible. And I feel that.
Yeah, and I just said, you know what? I love me and I want to attract people that loves me too.
Right.
So, and I have to show that I love them too.
Right. It is reciprocal.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like that's my favorite thing about, well, the way in which I and you play or show up for people in BDSM practice and as doms and tops and kinksters and all that. It's all about reciprocity, making sure everybody gets to walk away as a better version of themselves than when they walked in.
Right.
And a lot of that is immersed in deep, loving, intentional care, you know? So shout out to us, first of all.
Yeah.
And all of the doms and tops and femmes that have taught us along the way.
Oh my God.
Because it takes a lot.
It took a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Man. Okay, so hold up. Okay, so all of these relationships, all of these ways in which you're showing up for others, yourself, how has navigating through chronic illness, how has that impacted it?
I like to be strong sometimes. And sometimes I don't need to be always strong. And that was the hardest part. Learning how to say that, hey, I need help.
Right.
Like I do. And receiving the help that I needed, that I deserve. That's
a major one.
Yeah. I think that was very different. Definitely hard. And yeah.
May I ask, like, what made it so difficult and what made you realize that you could receive rather than give all of the time?
Because I'm so used to seeing my family members just give, And I thought that was an innate thing or personality that I must keep, a trait that I should just hold in and keep giving. And sometimes you just got to be like, nope, I need some receiving.
Right.
And I've already created a really good support system at that time. And I was just like, all right, I can do this.
Hmm.
And I can live the way I already saved already. And I was like, all right, I can just take care of my personal needs right now.
Right.
So
it is so needed.
yes. Oh my God.
So needed. I feel like, I mean, a lot of y'all might have this experience as well, but like you're born and you have whatever your gender is, whatever you were assigned at birth, whatever, but you're born and you are living a human experience as a Black person. And the expectation of the world is to constantly not only take, but for you to constantly give of yourself, regardless of how depleted you are. And I think that like changing the way that we're engaging with work and care for ourselves and changing, like flipping that dynamic on its head, because it's unhealthy. You can't pour from an empty cup.
No, you can't.
You can't constantly give and not receive. Like it's the most codependent and harmful relationship that there can possibly be. And oftentimes it takes time to really realize how much we've internalized that information, at least for me, in my experience. Like it took me some time to be like, actually, no, this isn't okay. I need to change. I can't be mad at anybody else for doing this thing that I keep allowing and have trained them to do. So to like change that relationship and engage with care with such a different way, especially with work, because I'm a workaholic. Like I love working. Like I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it right. You know, like I'm gonna do the best. Like I'm a little type A, like a little perfectionistic, but like having to take that step back and then taking the opportunity to take that step back, they're two different things. Being forced to versus
Right.
consenting to. So it's really good to be here on the flip side of it. But for those that are, you know, or even maybe your younger self, are there any things that you would, any insight, any tips?
Oh gosh, I was thinking about that stuff last night. What am I gonna say? Because I knew you were gonna ask me that too.
I mean, you know what's coming.
And you know what? The advice I would tell my younger self would be that everything happens for a reason.
Mm.
You learn from it. Mistakes are a part of the journey.
Very true.
Because fuck.
Ooh.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Lord Jesus. Oh, so many.
So many. And it's just like, nope. And I would beat myself up during it. I'll be like, oh no, I should have did this. I'm like, you know what? I won't do that again.
Right. Shitting on yourself all day for no reason.
No reason at all. And then it's just like, all right, I got this.
Mm.
And I saw that it was necessary. Mistakes are necessary. As long as you don't like hurt someone. I think learning is a very unnecessary step in BDSM and communicating and to understanding what your limitations are.
Right.
And like,
so true.
Cause like there was a limit where I learned how to like, I can't do this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a whole different fetish there. And you get really deep into it, you know? And that fetish was shitting.
I love shitting on people.
You do?
Oh God, pay me and I will shit on you anytime, any day, but specifically in the morning before noon because like my bowels work on a specific schedule. Come on over. Devour it all. I love shitting on men.
Oh my God.
Love it.
It got
Forced consumption. Eat that shit. Oh
man, it got too weird for me at one point.
I mean, they're you know, they're special creatures.
Oh my God.
Those that are doing the shitting and those that are, you know, being shitted on. But
I mean,
turn that off. Yeah. What especially in New York, because like I feel like New York just takes it to the nth degree. Just like ugh.
Oh my God. And then you go to parties.
Oh God. Okay, so hold on. Since we're gonna talk about poo. We're here. We're knee deep in it. Craziest either brown shower, scat story. Because I feel like, can we just take a moment?
Yeah.
Brown showers are very different than scat play. All right. I learned this the hard way.
Yeah.
I'm into brown showers. Scat play is really fucking different, and you need to clarify as what you're into. So, brown shower, scat play. What's your deal? Wildest stories, and also tips.
Okay.
Tips for the shits.
Okay. Oh my God.
I love poop on people too.
What was it? Oh my God. I went to, there was like 5 women.
Oh, was it a shit bukkake?
Oh yeah.
Love a shit bukkake. Get in there. Those are turds.
This was different. It was in someone's basement. And he's in the tub. And like, I was really into it. I was like, yeah, eat it. I was taking my friend's shit and it splattered on my face. And it was just like,
oh no.
And I was like, still in the moment. And
oh no. Wait, where in your face?
Like right here.
Oh no.
But I didn't realize it at all. I was really
You were in there.
I was in there.
Yeah.
And then my friend was like, hey, you got this on your face. I was like, oh, it's probably your shit. And I'll just clean it off. And
My kind of pooper. My kind of pooper.
But then, like, as you go along, it's just like, oh my God, I keep shitting. I have to control my bowel movement.
Do you like? Is it like? Do you go naturally? Are you taking a supplement or laxative?
No, I was drinking coffee.
Oh, coffee is what releases the bowels for you, huh?
Yeah, and a cigarette. 1 cigarette and a coffee. That's it. I go.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any like time restrictions?
No.
Really? You can poop any time of the day?
If I just drink a coffee and a cigarette.
Got one in the chamber at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Fucks with it. Like the way you move. Good job, man.
So that was that.
That was okay. So how did you hold on? Okay. We're gonna get back to the chronic illness, but first we're gonna talk about the poop. All right. Like, let's just shelve one thing and focus on the other.
Okay.
Who got you into pooping on people? It actually, you nasty. You got it to yourself, didn't you?
No,
You did it yourself.
No. Oh my God. You know what it was?
I don't believe her.
It was, oh my gosh. Mistress Unknown and
Yes, Unknown.
yes. Oh my God. And Pimptress.
Those are the ones. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. They were really intense. I was like, can I do a double session with you guys? And they're like, yeah, come on. And then I was like, okay. I popped up and I was like, all right, we're doing this. And then I started doing with Cassandra and Toro and then Hera.
Love. Hera is a beast.
She is a beast.
Hera's a beast.
Oh my God.
There's so many incredible doms out in New York. Like y'all really there is an abundance.
And we're just a clique. It's just a vibe, you know,
Yeah.
all of us.
That's really nice, actually.
I love that. I'm
This is
so
the clique
happy
to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one.
This is the one.
These are the cool kids. Very nasty cool kids.
Yeah, like, oh my God. No, I thought that was very weird for me. Yeah.
So when did it go from like you got poop on your cheek to this is too much? Because like I don't feel like it's that far of a distance, but poop on your cheek to woo.
I mean, for me, it was like, that's all I got.
I'm going to keep referencing poop on your cheek. I just need you to know that. Like, it's in my head now. So, poop on the cheek. What else?
Oh, man. I was just getting a lot of requests for scat play. And I was just like, oh, I kind of want to move away from that. I want to do role play. I want to, put my fist up your ass or in my foot.
Right.
Literally.
I feel like it can be like, again, New York is a very funny place.
Yeah.
It's a great place, but it can be a funny little bubble. And like, it's so easy to get kind of like, what is it called? Not blackballed, but like typecast once you do shit sessions or toilet sessions and you're a black dom or black, brown, indigenous person of color that is engaging in professional BDSM work and you start offering toilet showers or toilet sessions, it's very easy to get typecast.
So true.
So how did you because I assume you were advertising it. You weren't just...
No, I wasn't.
So people were coming to you because...
I don't know. It was very weird. I did not advertise it. I never took a picture in the toilet room or bathroom.
I feel like they know. It's just like, when you're walking down the street, you can tell who takes it up the butt.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Like, I feel like they sense it. Just like, ooh, she'll shit on me.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, the request got too much? Or
It got too much.
What's too much?
Too much was like every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Every day, every 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hefty.
That's hefty, right? And the money was good.
Of course it was. You're shitting on me. Why would it be good? Come on.
But then I was like, I want to do something else. And I was like, all right, So I got into like sounding and CBT a lot more, and then I just that's when I moved away from that. And the craziest thing at that time when I did scat, I was Madam Apples.
Ooh.
So when I started in the
Gotta
scene,
love a rebrand.
yeah,
Gotta do them.
yeah, I was Madam Apples before Klara Manson.
Madam Apples. That's why they kept coming to you, girl. What you mean? You don't know why. Madam Apples, she gonna do it. She gonna shit on me. She gonna do it. Madam Apples.
Oh my
it's the
God.
perfect name. Come on. And she got booty? Come on. You can't tell me you ain't know.
Man, I didn't.
It's the innocence for me. Yeah.
But yeah, then Klara Manson was like the whole CBT and causing the reckoning.
The reckoning. Such a good word.
I know. That's what I thought of when I made it, like found my name. I was like, yeah.
Such a good name. It's so very fitting.
Very, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like fuck some shit up, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh God. Okay, so let's take it out of the toilet and back into normal conversation.
Okay.
Well, actually, can I ask,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever poop on any women?
No.
I never did either. And I'm just like, I don't know how I would feel about it.
It never got that far. My clientele was never really women. It was mostly men. And
That's typically how it goes.
yeah. And I hated that. My clientele was mostly men. I was like, what about the women? I love you, women.
Right.
I mean, I am okay with the guys, but it's just like
I'm okay with the guys. Y'all right.
But yeah, I never did. I think I would have been really sad if I did, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my relationship with all of the fetish play has definitely changed. Much like you, I was just like, oh no, that's not human. I would never date a submissive. I would never do X, Y, and Z thing. And then you realize like people are just human. We show up in many different amalgamations and ways and shapes and forms. And like it would be silly to yuck someone's yum and just classify them as one type of person, you know?
Right.
It's definitely something I've learned over time. But I will say that like even now, just like my first question, because I see female clients, women clients, femme-identified, trans, non-binary, gender non-conforming. I love everybody. You want to come see me? Come through. Daddy got what you got. Daddy got what you need. But I still think I'd feel a way about like a femme toilet. Like I would have questions. I feel like I'd have to interview them in a different way than I would with like male slaves or male toilets. Because I'd have so many questions. Because the ways in which like I have had a number of experiences with different types of toilet slaves, toilet fetishists, and the fetish is so different for each person.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm just like, the way that men, can fetishize and sexualize certain things, right? It just makes sense, right? It's just kind of like, oh, 1 + 1 is 2. But in my mind with femme subs or femme toilets, I'm kind of just like, well, why? Help me to put this equation together because it's not adding up in my head in the same way.
Well, there's nothing to add up.
I mean, what? They just want my shit, so I should just...
Yeah.
Simple.
Right.
1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at me learning. Boom.
Because once you try to figure it out, you're just going to be like...
It's such a silly game to play.
Yeah, it is.
It's a silly game to play.
It is a silly game. And it's just like, because I didn't think I wanted to do that at all. And it got really... You mixing blood and period and urine. And you just...
All of the things that go in the toilet.
Yep.
Have you ever done any Roman showers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love Roman showers. Oh, my goodness. If you don't know what a Roman shower is, let's educate you. A Roman shower it's all about vomit. So you're being showered in vomit. Think of back in the Roman times. They would eat themselves and gorge themselves on so much food until the point that they burst, and they would have these servants beneath their serving tables holding up giant bowls, and the splash off from the bowls, from the vomit splashing over would be the shower, a Roman shower. Got to do a little education, you know?
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
explanation.
I love Roman showers. Oh my God, let me throw up all over you. Yes. How'd you get into those? We've completely tangented. Like, completely, boom.
But it's okay, though.
Oh, it's all good. Y'all are getting blessed today. I told you.
So I got into it. I did one session, and I accidentally, it was so much shit in the room. I just threw it up a little. And my friend was like, throw up on him. And I did.
Yes, friend.
And then he was like, oh, smothering it all over him. I was like, oh, that's kind of hot.
Yeah.
And it just kept coming out.
Yeah.
And then he kept smothering. I was like, oh, this is really hot. I journaled about it.
Put the journal entry. Yes. Yo. When you're like old and, you know, wrinkled and all the things, you'll always have something to return back to.
Oh, my goodness.
Love that. I love that.
Man. But one thing I loved about... man, what else did I do?
One thing you loved about what? You can't start and not finish. I need to know.
I think I loved... other than like shitting on people's scat play and all that beautiful body fluids, I loved CBT.
CBT. So, educate the people. I know what it is. Y'all know what it is?
CBT, cock ball torture. Yes. You torture the balls and you torture the cock. Oh. There's nothing pleasant at all about this. At all. And it's just her.
Do y'all feel that? Because, like, I feel tingly and moist and warm inside. Like,
okay. Oh, God.
Put it on me, Miss Manson.
And I love CBT a lot. Oh, my goodness.
What do you love most about it?
Well, I remember when I was at Parthenon, hanging out and around, I used to love playing with weights.
Go on.
And you just see the balls drop so low.
What's the most weight you've attached to?
I was like 50 pounds.
Yes.
And I had a very, oh my God, this kid was just such an amazing, enduring. Oh my God, I love you.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. And like before when we first met, that was when I was putting my ads on Backpage.
Oh, shout out. I miss Backpage.
I do too.
Oh, that was such a better time.
Fuck arrows.
Fuck arrows in the ass with no lube, man. Like
literally
fuck arrows.
Oh my God. But
it's another conversation for another day.
But man, when we started doing our sessions, I met him from there, and he was like, oh, I like my balls being played with. And I was like, I bet you do. And I was like, get naked. And he was like, oh, he was a skinny little dude.
It's always the little tiny ones that can take the most.
Oh, yes.
Like, just gung-ho for it all.
Oh, my God. Yes. So I was like, let me put some weights. I saw this. I just learned this a minute ago, so let me try this out. I'm putting more weights. And he was like, oh, my God, I love this more, please. And I was just like, yeah. Then I start playing with my chopsticks and rubber bands. I had this thing where I would just bring it closer, and I was just like, So he had pain all over. It was amazing seeing
You're not a sadist, are you?
I am a little bit. I mean,
just a smidge.
Yeah, just a smidge, and it comes from a very sensual place. So I love that. Yeah,
it's a beautiful balance. It's not just pain for pain's sake, though that can be fun too.
But it doesn't feel. I don't see them react the same where it's just all pain. Right. You know, it's not pleasurable to see someone in pain, but unless if it's pleasure pain, you know. So
it's that ebb and flow. I love it. They just tie so seamlessly together. Same parts of the brain are activated. Like really, your body is just asking you to play with pain and pleasure at the same time. That's how we're wired.
But yeah, that was something I really enjoyed exploring. I love that fetish so much.
Yes, with the face. Yes, with the face. Okay, so chronic illness aside, pooping, vomiting, bleeding, and pissing on motherfuckers aside.
Yeah.
What are you hungry to bring forth into 2022? Because, like, you've had this time to reflect. It seems you're very clear on what you've missed. What do you want to reintegrate?
Honestly, I've been thinking about that a really long time. And I kind of think I want to put Klara Manson down for a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Retire?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I want to do something different.
I get that.
I want something more intense.
Get that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't figure out what exactly that is, what that is at all. It's such a very interesting plan I have. But I know it's going to be out of the roof. So,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. So.
It is. Like, I'm here for all of the evolutions. Yeah. So, are you just not just the ways in which you engage with BDSM and kink and fetishes and all that? Are you more of a lifestyler?
Lifestyle.
Okay.
I think I'm more lifestyle than anything. And that's what I really miss about it and being in the scene. I enjoy being pro, but it's just like, yeah, it's a lot of politics.
So many politics.
And like
so much bullshit. Can we just get rid of the whorephobia and the hierarchy altogether? Because like, it's exhausting.
It is very exhausting. I spent most of my career dealing with that, and I just I don't really want to deal with that.
I get that.
So I don't know how 2022 will look like. If there's events and parties, oh yeah, I'll be a pro again, like no, without a doubt. Like, but if there's, I know for sure things won't go back to normal.
This is our new normal.
I know.
Uncertainty is basically our new paradigm.
And that's it.
Well, I mean, Klara Manson, Mistress Klara Manson, the name might retire. But I know you're not going nowhere.
I'm not. I'm going to be here.
So tell the people, the listeners, all you perverts out there, how can they support you? How can they find your work, give you their money? Love and adore you.
Cash at me.
Yes.
Follow me. Instagram, Klara Manson. Mistress Klara Manson. On Twitter. And Instagram, Klara Manson NYC.
And just to be sure, on Twitter, that's Mistress Klara Manson, MISTRESS, KLARA MANSON. You like that? And on Instagram, how can they find you?
Klara Manson, KLARA MANSON NYC.
So you have ample ways to love and adore and cherish this very wonderful creature here. So you know what you need to do. Follow, like, subscribe, pay, tribute, worship from afar. But yeah, I feel really, really satiated, but also really grateful to have shared space with you today. We're definitely doing more things. I hope you know this. So put me in your calendar.
I will.
I mean, you can put me in other places. But for now, we're going to dip out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again. And we'll be back next month with even more filth. Bye, y'all.